hop into it. Today's gonna be a little bit of a longer one, but I feel like I always say this, there's some rest built in. So we're gonna start with a warm up. It's got 3 movements. Let me just make a little change on my board here before I forget. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, real simple, is 10 cat-cow. So I'm gonna get into this tabletop position, and from here, for my cat, I'm gonna think like I'm pulling my belly button towards my spine, and then cow is just gonna be the inverse of that. So tilting my pelvis, bringing my head up, and that's 1. We're gonna do 10 total. There's 3 for me. Just getting our temperature up a little bit. But also doing a little stretching, getting some movement through our spine. And just kind of generally shaking the dust off. All right. Second move is going to be 10 air squats, but we're going to take a nice slow descent. So in my head, I'm just thinking 2 or 3 seconds on the way down, but I'm going to squat. I'm thinking 1, 2, and then back up. So not super slow, but not regular pace either. We're going to do 10 of these as well. I think I'm on number 4, but I kind of lost count because I was talking. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Then we're going to do either 5 broad jumps or 5 sprawls. So let's talk about both. If you're somewhere where you can do a little hopping, then broad jumps might be our option. So for a broad jump, I'm just going to jump forward, trying to get as far as I can, and I'm trying to be light on my landing. So I always say I got to pretend I've got downstairs neighbors and I don't want to disrupt them. So that's the broad jump option. If you can't jump where you're at, we can do sprawls, which is just bringing your hands to the ground, kicking your feet back, then returning and standing up. So either way, we're going to do 5. Let's do them. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more rounds, 10 cat-cow, 10 of our slow squats, and then 5 broad jumps or sprawls. Let's hop into it. Starting with 10 cat-cow. There's 5 for me. And 10. Nice. 10 slow squats is coming up next. Just think of 2 or 3 seconds on the way down. And then up at whatever pace you would normally squat at. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then our broad jumps or our sprawls. Awesome. Nice. Let's go through one more time. 10 cat cow. And 10 slow air squats. And then our broad jumps are our sprawls, 5 of them. Whew. All right, nicely done. So today's workout, let's talk about it. Before I forget, I'm gonna paste it in the chat, just in case you need a reference at some point. But how it's gonna work is we're gonna start a new round every 3 minutes. And we're gonna do it 7 times. So technically 21 minutes total, although we may finish before the end of that last 3-minute round. But how it will work is 3-minute clock will start, and then we're gonna do 15 goblet squats. You can ignore the inclusion of dumbbell there, that should be gone, but 15 goblet squats, 12 snatches, and then 9 lateral burpees over an object, or maybe regular. But then we rest for the remainder of our round. So let's say that it takes me exactly 2 minutes to get through all that work. Then I get a full minute of rest before the next round starts. So that being said, I do want you to be getting some rest. If you reach a point where you're getting less than, let's say less than 30 seconds of rest, then we can think about scaling by changing the number of reps. A real quick way to do that would be, instead of 15, 12, 9, going 12, 9, 6. So just keep that option in mind. You can absolutely change the number of reps if it means you'll get a little bit more rest. So definitely at least 30 seconds or so. So let's talk about these movements. The goblet squat. What will I use today? I'll use this. So I've just got a weighted object and I'm holding it out in front. You can hold it however you're comfortable. As long as it's out in front and then tucked in close. I find this a little more comfortable. And then I'm just gonna keep my elbows down, stay out of the way of my legs, and then I'm gonna squat down. Let's try 4 or 5, just for good measure. Awesome. Cool. So then the snatch. And this can be done essentially with any item that you can hold in your hand. As long as you can bring it up overhead, you can do a snatch. So I'm going to start just using this dumbbell as an example. It's right between my feet. And I just want to make sure that when I'm doing a number of snatches, that I don't start to just kind of curl over and then pull it off the ground. Usually we're dealing with weights that unfortunately is possible, but that doesn't mean it's optimal. So instead of just hunkering over, kind of curling my spine over and then unfurling it, when I approach the dumbbell, I just want to make sure that I'm keeping my back neutral, kind of like if I was doing a deadlift with a barbell. I'm going to bend at the knee and then come down. So it's the difference between this and this. Pretty noticeable. So from here, I'm going to push into the ground and then pop the weight overhead. So add speed. Then the next rep can come down, touch the ground, and go again. It says alternating, but I'm really okay with you splitting it up however you want. You don't have to alternate each rep. So let's try like 2 or 3 on each side. Oh, and then one final thing, just in case any of you are using a kettlebell, doing a kettlebell snatch is a little bit different because the way the weight is distributed from the handle. So going from the ground is a little bit tougher. So if you have a kettlebell and you want to do them from what I call the pocket, which is basically like high on your inner thigh, that's just fine. So if I'm using a kettlebell, instead of coming to the ground after this one, I'll come back to the pocket and then overhead. So just something to keep in mind. Then our last movement, I'm going to take my dumbbell, put it on the ground, and now I'm going to perform a burpee next to it, and then I'm going to go over it laterally, which just means side to side. So coming to the ground, hitting the deck, peeling myself back up. And now instead of normally we do a little jump, bring our hands overhead. Instead of that, I'm going to do an over jump. And if you're worried about clearing your object, you can just go next to it. And you could alternately just do regular burpees. That's okay too. So at speed, I'm hitting the deck, coming up, then over, and I can go right into my next one. So let's try 2 sample lateral burpees, just so we know what to expect when we hop into a workout. And in terms of scaling, you can absolutely step out and step back in. You could also, if you need to, eliminate the bottom half and just do a sprawl like I showed in the warm-up and then go over. That's a perfectly good way to scale as well. So, quick recap. Every 3 minutes, we'll start a new round. A round is going to be 15 goblet squats, 12 snatches, and then 9 of our lateral burpees. And then we'll rest for the remainder of the 3 minutes. And we'll do that 7 times. And we're just keeping in mind that we want to be getting some rest. So if you got to change the number of reps, that's all good. Are there any questions? Okay. In that case, we'll get started. I've got some time on the clock, starting with our 3-minute round, 15, 12, 9. Let's go in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, Here we go. Woo! Nice job. One more minute. Nice work. "30 seconds. Remember, on this next round, if we need to change the number of reps, maybe to 12, 9, 6, that's all good. Maybe we just need a lighter weight or no weight at all. We've got some options. All right. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go, round 2. Nice job. Woo.
Hey, Jarek.
Yeah.
I lost connection, so I missed the instructions after the snatches.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I lost connection, internet connection, and missed following snatches.
I'm really sorry. I hear that you lost connection, but each time your voice is cut out, if you send it in the chat, I can get you a proper response. Okay, it's lateral burpees over an object. So I've got a kettlebell on the ground here, and I'm gonna do a burpee next to it. And then I'm gonna go over sideways. So I'm replacing my jump at the top with just a sideways hop. You can go right next to it too. New round is starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yes, I can for sure, Lily. Great job, everyone. We're on round 3. Woo! Nice job. One more minute. Thirty seconds. Whew. Good stuff. Feeling a little spicy. All right, 3, 2, 1, round 4. Let's get it. Nice work, 90 seconds. Woo! It's a tough one. But if we got to change the number of reps, that's all good. Nicely done. Whew. One more minute. All right. Only 3 left. It's a positive way of putting it, I think. I hope. 20 more seconds to rest. I'm breathing heavy. All right, 3, 2, 1, round 5. Nice work. Great work. Woo! 2 more. Thirty more seconds. Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. Next round. Here we go. All right. Great work. Woo. One more minute. All right, one more round. Great job. We got 30 more seconds to rest. All right, 3, 2, 1. Last round, here we go. Great work. One more minute. Woo. Nice job. I'm gonna let the clock run out so I can catch my breath. Which is only 5 more seconds. Okay, if you want a little bit of mobility, we'll do. I feel like we've been doing this one a lot lately. But bound angle. So with squats, snatches, and burpees, we're both stabilizing our spine and also getting some extension and flexion. I don't know if you can see that. That's our spine in the burpee. So we're just gonna put the bottoms of our feet together. And then we're just gonna gently pull ourselves towards our feet. And for this one, if you want to be kind of curled over, that's totally okay. If you want to stay upright, you might get a little more stretch on the hip as you externally rotate. It's up to you, whatever's comfortable. We're just gonna breathe, sinking into that stretch, and we'll go for like another minute. About 15 more seconds. All right. Great job, everyone. That was a real burner.